He was killed by Ultron, wasn't he?
What did you say?
Welcome back, guys. So the plot of the show has drastically moved forward. We caught our first glance at the twins, and there were a few high-profile name drops. So I'll be going over all of these developments and Easter eggs in this video. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with future content. And let's get started. So during the intro, we see the hex symbols pop up again and again, which have been shown in all the episodes so far, and this is a reference to Wanda's hex powers. We also see Vision's shirt, which is green with yellow spots, which is a nod to his comic book costume, which was green and yellow. We also see the Wentworth sign of the store where Wanda and Vision are getting a crib. Wentworth's was also shown in episode 2 during the magic show scene in the background, and this is a shout out to Dr. Deidre Wentworth, or Superia from the comics. Basically, she led a group of female supervillains called the Femizons who sought to create a world where women dominated or ruled over men. Superia also plotted with the Femizons to sterilize all other women in the world, thus making their reproductive capabilities valuable. So this could tie into how Wanda is the first person in the town for the children to actually have children. I know I made a wild guess in the last video that Dottie could somehow be connected to Bova, but what if she's connected to Superia and the planning committee meeting was a reference to this Femizons? Or she could also be a misunderstood character and be Clea, who was a sorceress and a disciple / lover of Doctor Strange, and this could serve as a tie-in to Doctor Strange too. Additionally, she's also from the Dark Dimension and a niece to Dormammu, and we already saw Doctor Strange confront Dormammu in the first Doctor Strange movie, so this lineage would not be new to us. When the Doctor is meeting with Wanda and Vision in the beginning of the episode, Vision refers to the pregnancy happening overnight, to which Wanda nudges him to shut up. And we also see Herb cutting through the fence, but even when Vision tells him, he doesn't seem to stop. Herb could be the High Evolutionary, whose name in the comics is Herbert, which is Herb's full name. We see Wanda using Simser paint, which is a reference to Jeremy Simser, who was the storyboard artist for WandaVision, Doctor Strange 2, and a couple of other DC TV shows. When Wanda makes the butterflies over the crib start to move, this is a reference to Doctor Strange 1, when the Ancient One told Strange to open his mind and push him through the different dimensions, and he saw a butterfly. And this is also a callback to Infinity War, when he turned the black hole created by Thanos into a bunch of butterflies using magic. Interestingly enough, the butterfly that Strange sees in the first Doctor Strange movie and the butterfly that sits on Vision's nose look to be the same kind. Vision also mentions that Wanda's jump from 4 months to 6 months pregnant in less than a couple of hours is interesting, and he remarks, "Boy, oh boy, I thought I had super speed." This is a reference to both Quicksilver and Speed, who is one of Wanda's twin boys, thus tying back to the boy, oh boy. Vision then refers to the baby as Billy, which is actually Wiccan's name, and interestingly enough, Wanda wants the name to be Tommy, which is Speed's name. It all works out in the end though because they have twins. When Vision says that he wants the name to be Billy, he quotes William Shakespeare, "All the world's a stage, all the men and women merely players," thus referring to how this entire reality that they are living in is purely fabricated, and everyone in here is a pawn and playing some sort of alternate character or version of themselves. Vision also jokes about using logarithmic growth and attempting to graph the fetal development, thus as a nod to his abilities as an android. The word koi on the dish soap bottle in the background might be a reference to the superheroine Karma, whose middle name is Koi. Her and her brother's powers included taking possession of other people's minds. When Wanda groans, all the machinery goes haywire, and this is played for comedy when Phil thanks God that the lights go out when his wife Dottie asks him if her earring makes her look fat. At this point, we see Wanda start to get worried that the neighbors might know their little secret, and Vision says he knows what she means. Vision then mentions all the weird things, such as the scene with Herb earlier on, or the dinner with the hearts, and he mentions that something might be wrong here. Suddenly, we see a jump cut, and we know that Wanda has again reversed time to when Vision says he knows what she means, but this time he does not mention the weird things. He just mentions that he's nervous to be a father. They also joke about the baby being human or synthezoid. Later, Wanda's water breaks and it literally starts raining. When the advertisement guy says, "Do you need a break?" the woman replies with, "You read my mind," thus referring to the Mind Stone that was used on Wanda and Pietro. He then says, "Come with me," similar to how the twins volunteered for Strucker's experiments. He says, "Escape to a world all your own when you don't want to go away, but where your problems float away, which is precisely what Wanda has done with this alternate reality. The name of the soap for the advertisement is Hydra Soak, referring to Hydra and how Wanda and Pietro originally volunteered for S.H.I.E.L.D., but unbeknownst to them was Hydra. The bath powder slash soap also says, "Find the goddess within," possibly a reference to Wanda's exceptional powers and how she's basically a goddess in this alternate reality that she's created. Since the man and the woman in the commercials are the same from the first two episodes and are probably going to be the same for the rest of the episodes, they could be Wanda's parents. Especially considering that during the entire beginning of the commercial, there are two kids in the background, a boy and a girl, that's symbolizing Pietro and Wanda. Additionally, since this is a bath powder commercial, it's more geared towards Wanda's stress over being a parent and letting go of these worries. Geraldine later meets Wanda for help because her water pipes broke, thus referring to Wanda's earlier antics. She also refers to her boss working on the slogan for breakfast cereal, which has tiny moon men in it. Moon men are actually humanoid people who live on the moon. We also see the stork that Wanda manifests, trying to eat the fish on Geraldine's pants. This stork could be a reference to how Wanda's powers are going kind of berserk. Geraldine also mentions that she got a promotion and how she's gone all corporate, possibly referring to her work with SWORD and how she has now been tasked with entering Wanda's reality, thus her promotion. The doctor's name is Stan Lee, anyone? Geraldine notices everything going haywire when Wanda is giving birth, but she obviously assumes a logical and natural explanation. Vision brings the doctor to the Vision residence so fast that the doctor mentions them going as if they were flying. And then we finally see the twins arrive. The doctor finally mentions to Vision, after the twins are born, that he will not take his vacation and says, "Small towns, so hard to escape." And this describes Vision's situation exactly, considering Wanda's time reversal earlier on when Vision started to figure things out, thus implying that she doesn't even want her own lover, Vision, the person who she made this alternate reality for, to figure out that this is fake. We also see Agnes and Wanda and the High Evolutionary, whispering about Wanda's pregnancy. When Vision goes up to them and asks them if they had issues with all the technology going haywire, Agnes mentions that her husband Ralph looks better in the dark, which has to be another nod to Mephisto being a demon, hence living in the dark in hell. When Wanda and Geraldine are looking at the twins, Wanda mentions to her that she is a twin and she name drops Pietro. She then starts singing to the babies in Sokovian. After Wanda name drops Pietro, we see a look of realization start to fall on Geraldine's face, and she tells Wanda that Pietro was killed by Ultron. Outside, we see Herb and Agnes still talking to Vision, and they tell him that Geraldine is new to town with no family and no home. As Wanda starts to question Geraldine over why she name dropped Ultron and how he killed Pietro, we see the buttons on Geraldine's shirt have a spectrum type design, similar to her superhero moniker, and we also see her wearing a necklace of a sword, which Wanda recognizes and questions her on what that is. Agnes's brooch is similar to Agatha's brooch. When Herb is trying to tell Vision why Geraldine came here and why everyone else came here, he suddenly starts to seem forgetful because Agnes tells him to stop it quickly with a slight shake of her head.
Came here because we're all...
Stop it!
So early theories, Agatha and Mephisto and Herb, if he is a High Evolutionary, know what is going on, but Agatha and Mephisto are reluctant to reveal the Vision what is happening because they want Wanda's children for their own purposes, similar to how Mephisto absorbed the children's souls in the comics after those fragments were used to create the twins. We see the actual West View, which is similar to the city of Leonia where Vision and Scarlet Witch moved to in the comics, with a force field kind of thing surrounding it. And then we see Geraldine being flung out of Wanda's reality, and then see SWORD and FBI personnel surrounding her. To finish the episode, we also see the glitch of Wanda's bubble reality as it engulfs Westview. The song playing at the end of the episode mentions "What could it mean?", signaling to how viewers are trying to figure out what exactly is going on. So that was a very jam-packed episode. The pace definitely picked up. The theme song was a bop, as usual. Monica also royally effed up by revealing that she knows what happened to Pietro.
I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
And after that, Wanda seemed kind of scary when she kicked Monica out. And I also like how when Vision comes back inside after talking with Agnes and Herb, and he asks Wanda what exactly happened, she pretends like everything's normal. And she's like in complete denial, which is pretty funny. And now we probably have some idea of what is going to happen in the next couple of episodes. If only they did not come out weekly, we could have a Netflix style binge fest, but alas, that will not happen. Well, that's going to be it for this video. As always, let me know in the comments below your theories or anything I forgot to mention. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next episode. Cheers.